Hello, good morning. Welcome to 52 Weeks of Angel Connection. My name is Christy Clemens Hoffman. I am an angel intuitive and animal communicator, Reiki master, quantum healing hypnosis technique practitioner. Let's see what else. Meditation instructor. I don't know. I do all kinds of things based in Kansas City, Missouri. So you can find me on Facebook at Angels Guidance with Christy Clemens Hoffman. Also at Radiate Wellness LLC on Facebook. Radiate Wellness is a community of healers that I guess I'm the head of. Created this group, created this practice. We're at radiatewellnesscommunity.com, and you can find us on Facebook that way. Also, Radiate Wellness Community on Facebook. That's our group. So a lot of ways to connect, Anyway, in 2020, I set out to every week bring to YouTube Live a different Archangel or Ascended Master. I wanted to introduce everyone to these angelic beings and let them know what these beings do for our lives, what they can help us with. You know, our spiritual team is just a thought away, and we can call in any spiritual master that we want to. It doesn't have to be one that's working with us currently. For example, we have a guardian angel from birth to death, occasionally more than one, and then an archangel from birth to death. Again, occasionally more than one. But then apart from that, we've got loved ones, ancestors. We've got other guides and other teachers that we can call in. We can call in anyone, Lincoln, Ford, Henry Ford, that is. Who else? Anybody that you want to call in, you can call in. You can call in any ascended master as well. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about, with, and to an ascended master named Saint-Germain. That's how I pronounce it, because he did come from a region in France. Saint, of course, is saint. So many people just say Saint-Germain, and that's cool. I think I'll just do that because that's what most people are used to hearing, at least in this video I will. So Saint-Germain, and it's always written, when you see it, there's a hyphen, Saint-Germain. Because, like I said, he was not a saint. He was a living person, also known as the Comte de Saint-Germain, or the Count of Saint-Germain. Der Wundermann, which is German for the Wonder Man. Saint-Germain with an E. Saint-Germain without a hyphen. And the Wonder Man of Europe. So these are really lofty titles. So I'm taking this information, of course, from the book Archangels and Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue, PhD, Dr. Doreen Virtue. It's a wonderful handbook on working with angelic beings. So in Doreen Virtue's chapter on Saint-Germain, Saint-Germain, Saint-Germain isn't a saint in the Catholic sense and shouldn't be confused with Saint-Germain cousin, or I would say Saint-Germain cousin, or Saint Germanus, two actual Catholic saints. Instead, he was a real man who was a royal count of the French region called Saint-Germain, or Saint-Germain. His real full name is Comte de Saint-Germain, or the Count of Saint-Germain. He was a man born of royal blood somewhere between 1690 and 1710, although reports conflict as to his parents' lineage. Some say that his mother was Marie de Neubourg, the widow of King Charles II of Spain, and that his father was Count Adenero. Others, particularly those associated with Theosophy, hold that his father was Prince Ragosi of Transylvania. A few reports say that he was Prince Ragosi. Still others claim that he's a Portuguese Jew. Apparently, the jury is out on the origins of Saint-Germain. Regardless of his origin, Doreen Virtue says, history shows that Count Saint-Germain rubbed elbows with high society and European royalty. He was multi-talented, playing the violin like a virtuoso, giving psychic readings, mastering numerous languages, and painting exquisite artwork. So he also studied occult and esoteric type of sciences, metaphysics, what have you. So was also known for doing those things. He was a um, he founded several secret societies. He also taught occult and alchemy. He may have also founded the Freemasons, which is yes, the Masons, but this is really the branch of it that's more concerned with metaphysical topics. So let's see, what else? Most reports of note say that he looked like a youthful, middle-aged man throughout his entire life. It's also said, although he frequently dined out with friends, he never ate in public. He told many people that the only food he ever ate was a special oatmeal concoction that he made at home. So they report that he was quite wealthy, although no source of his wealth was ever established. Okay. He loved gemstones and often gave them as gift. He also kept the details about his birth and personal history private. He was considered a fascinatingly mysterious man in his day. This keeps cropping up, whatever you read about Saint-Germain. So he remarked that he'd return to France in 100 years, and sometimes he would make references to past lives. Nobody else was talking about past lives at that time, especially in that part of the world. Many credible accounts show that Saint-Germain was seen several years later after his death. It was reported that he died on February 27th, 1784. So depending on what birth date you're working with, so he was 70 or 80 years old at a time when that was a quite advanced age and still looked youthful throughout his life. So kind of a mysterious figure. He was also deeply involved in French politics and worked alongside Louis XVI on several missions. It's believed that Saint-Germain was partially responsible for Catherine the Great taking the throne. So he was a visionary and offered his psychic visions freely. He gave private readings to royalty and those of social influences. Some believe that Saint-Germain attained immortality and that he faked his death and to avoid attracting undue attention, which that makes a lot of sense. If you were immortal, you might fake your own death. So the I Am Teachings is a New Age work related to the Great White Brotherhood, which has nothing to do with anti-Semitism, with Aryanism. It's Great White as in terms of the white light and brotherhood as in humanity. So the I Am Teaching is related to this organization of Great White Brotherhood. They consider Saint-Germain's role in history very important. So there's so much more detail that Doreen Virtue goes into in this book, so I recommend picking it up. So Saint-Germain works primarily with the I Am energy, the I Am consciousness. I Am consciousness being a God consciousness. Helps us with alchemy, helps us with authority figures and influential people. So interacting with these influential people. With courage, direction, life purpose, miraculous manifestation, perseverance, psychic protection, and space clearing. He also helps us with the violet flame. The violet flame is a tool of transformation. So in the invocation in Doreen's book, this is wonderful. And really, you should get a copy of the book. It's out of print, but you can find it on Amazon or eBay. She says, in my experience, people don't call Saint-Germain. He's the one who calls first. He seems to just show up wherever light workers are gathered in classes, study groups, or prayer meetings. He works with spiritual teachers to encourage their outgoing nature and leadership skills. So it's not to say you can't call him in. You can call him in. Simply think, Saint-Germain, I need your help. Wait a moment and then let him know that you're what you need assistance with. All right, so you may see violet purple sparkles of light in the room when he shows up. You may start seeing violet purple everywhere you go on people's clothing and flowers and things like that. You might just start to see violet and purple showing up. So anyway, he is associated with the violet flame. He's associated with the violet ray, which is one of the 7 rays of God. And it's very interesting. I'm doing this live YouTube from my office because they've got high-speed internet and it's a more modern building. Many of the videos that I make are from my home, which is 100 years old and has plaster walls. The Wi-Fi I have is not great, but it really does not like plaster walls and this older house. So I come up here for YouTube Live. But when I got here to the office, I was putting away something in the credenza we have here. This is an office I share with another practitioner. And we have, I was putting something away in the credenza, and Saint Germain all of a sudden said, look over at your sprays. I have a rose water spray and a frankincense and myrrh spray that I keep in the credenza, and I use them for clearing spaces. I use them for raising the vibration if I've had a couple of sessions in a row or a very difficult session with Reiki or reading or even hypnosis, and I feel like the client has just kind of shed some things, and I would like to raise the vibration and clear out that any negative vibe. I'll pull these out, and then I do take them with me to clear houses and other spaces. So they're very powerful. And these, but Saint Germain just said, "Hey, why don't you look over those and use them?" So I did. I sprayed the rose essence, and that brings in Mother Mary, and also just angelic beings in general, but also frankincense and myrrh. And it's a very heady fragrance. I may have used a little too much. So anyway, he just is appearing to me now as this flamboyance. I don't see him necessarily, but boy, do I feel him. And he is larger than life. He is, think of the biggest flamboyant Jonathan Van Ness times 20 on steroids, just larger than life type of energy, flamboyant, flowing everything, not just flowing robes, but flowing everything. And I just experienced him as this massive presence, very, very positive, very, very helpful. Um, he's already starting to talk to me, so I don't necessarily have to call him in. So he's saying we all need to touch in with our inner flamboyance. He's like, not in an ego type of way, but in just reaching into that part of ourselves where we're not afraid to show how glorious we are. So this is a wonderful thing. He's just like, we all need to just tap into our inner diva. And he's like striking this pose. We need to just tap into this energy that says, I don't care what you all think. I know I'm wonderful. I know I'm fabulous. And this is not in an ego way at all. Just when we fully embrace and accept our power and just step out to be glorious and revel in the I am. Those are two very powerful words. I can't remember which French philosopher said this, but je pense donc je suis. I think, therefore I am. I am. Just those two words sum up all of consciousness. Exactly. I am. And this is Saint Germain's true message, is to embrace that I am. I am. How often do we pause to just think, I am? You know, we're living our lives. We're thinking about the world as a whole. We're interacting with people, even at a 6-foot distance right now, but we're interacting with people on the internet and in the news and calling our friends, and we're interacting with people and we're keeping our minds and our lives so busy. But do we ever just to stop to think, I am, I exist, I am consciousness, I am. And that's a wonderful thing that we should all be doing, is just pausing to stop to think who and what we really are. And that is consciousness. Pause to really appreciate and embrace our consciousness and know that that consciousness is glorious. I feel like this is Saint Germain. Saint Germain's just giving me all kinds of like, whoo, atta girl, way to go kind of stuff. He's giving me these just wonderful, lovely feelings all over my body, just going, that's it, that's it, that's it. Okay, I do want to tell you about another tool that Saint Germain uses, and I did reference this. This is the violet flame. A violet flame is literally that. It's a flame, a fire that is purple. I don't know why we call it. We don't call it the purple fire, but we just call it the violet flame. The violet flame is a tool of transformation, and Saint Germain is so embodied in that violet flame and helps us with transformation and transmutation. So, transformation and transmutation, of course, is alchemy, and this is one of the many things that Saint Germain embraced during his lifetime, his quite lengthy. Hello, Leah. It's good, so good to see you. I see your message there. So, it's so important to recognize that violet flame and transformation. So, Saint Germain is all about that. He can take, and this violet flame can take any negativity that we give to it, transform it into something positive and useful. We can do it in a variety of ways. So in a meditation, we can picture a violet flame, like a 6-foot tall flame, burning bright violet right in front of us. We can just close our eyes and place that flame there in our imagination. We can watch it burn brightly and then just send to it, just with your thoughts, send to it any feelings of negativity, any situations that you would like to see transformed, any thing in your life that you'd like to see changed. Just push it out to that violet flame and ask for it to be transmuted. Another way that we can work with the violet flame is we can picture a small violet flame just here in the middle of the head, like where the pineal gland resides, like right in the center of the head, within the 6th chakra. We can visualize that smaller violet flame, and again, just send any negative thoughts, any unwanted energies that we may be carrying, any unwanted emotions that we've been dealing with for too long that we'd like to see transformed and transmuted. We can just imagine sending them through this flame to be changed, to be transmuted. And of course, alchemy, as you may recall, was a science, a metaphysical science, practiced long, long ago. And many of those who practiced alchemy, their main goal was to change lead into gold. So I'm not sure whatever happened with that science. It would be nice to have. It would be nice to know how to do that. But we can turn the lead of our thoughts and our energy into gold, right? And that's what the power of the violet flame is. That's what Saint Germain can help us with as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I would certainly encourage you to go out there and find more information about Saint Germain. There are tons of YouTube videos out there that have meditations, that have music and tones that are connected to the violet flame, connected to Saint Germain. So I would definitely look into some of those resources. I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you again here next week. If you'd like to schedule an appointment, please go to radiatewellnesscommunity.com/appointment, and you can schedule an appointment with me or any other of our practitioners. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.